Okay. Tell me when the last minute's occurring. Last 2 minutes, okay? Here we go. We're ready to...
Just sit back.
All right. Hey, this is Community Talk. And we are having a fun, live community show for you today here at the Valley Access Channels. And we have actually been doing this theater, Shakespeare Company, since 1998. Last year was the 20th anniversary we did it. We did a 40th anniversary show. I think last year, about 2 years, it was 40 years Shakespeare has been around. It's amazing, right?
Yeah, we're on our 44th season this year.
44th season, so 4 years ago. Yeah, that's right. 2015, we did a wonderful anniversary show showing so much of what these people have done so much. And maybe Shakespeare even started even before some of these people were living to show how long this has been. And you know, I talk to people and they say, you know, it's only one of the Twin Cities like this, where they have their own stage, where you have all these people involved, this tremendous amount of plays they do every year, you know, and so much. How long have you been with Shakespeare, Bree?
Technically, my whole life. I was
So
born
when she
into
was
it.
in a crib, there she is acting about quickly, right?
Yeah, but I've been working out there for at least last 10 to 12 years.
Okay, and you were the stage manager, right?
Yeah.
You've always been a stage manager?
No, I've been in some of the shows in the past.
What plays were you in?
I was in Midsummer Night's Dream, which I know is one of your favorites. And I was in Trojan Women and Henry VIII, and then I decided stage managing was what I wanted to be doing.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's, without further ado, why don't we start from right to left and tell all the actors and actresses in the show and what you know.
So I'm Justin DeLong. I play Launce in The Two Gentlemen of Verona, and I also play Brutus in Coriolanus.
Brutus, oh. Wait a minute, wasn't Brutus hooked up with Julius Caesar? Is that what this is about?
Yes.
There are two different Brutuses.
Okay.
There's the Brutus in Coriolanus, who's actually before the Brutus in Julius Caesar. They're not necessarily related.
And he doesn't
as far
kill
as I know.
people, huh? Like
No.
involvement in murder. We'll get into that
Involved
later.
with murder, yeah, but not directly. We'll put it that way.
The Two Gentlemen of Verona is a very interesting play. We'll get back to it. Oh, yes, and you?
I'm Taylor Evans, and I'm playing Proteus in The Two Gentlemen of Verona and Coriolanus in Coriolanus.
Okay. And here's a character of the whole crew right here. That's right, yes.
My name is Jared Reese. I'm doing two roles this summer. The first is Mr. Page in The Merry Wives of Windsor and Thurio in Two Gentlemen of Verona.
Oh, cool. And you?
All right, so my name is Erin Granger, and I'm in all three shows this season. In Two Gentlemen of Verona, I am playing Sylvia. In Coriolanus, I am playing Virgilia.
Wow.
And in Merry Wives of Windsor, I am playing one of the Merry Wives, Mistress Ford.
She is very active. All three plays. Like you were last year, right?
It was crazy.
Yeah, all right. There you go. Here, and you?
My name's Mariah Christensen. I'm playing Menenius in Coriolanus. I play Antonia and an outlaw in Two Gentlemen of Verona, and I play Mrs. Page in The Merry Wives of Windsor.
And also three plays
Yeah.
you're in.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, let's get to one play that I don't recognize this name. I'm just sort of searching here to see what the audience would like. And either of you talk about The Two Gentlemen of Verona. What's it about?
Well, there are these two gentlemen.
Wow! How do you ever get that idea?
These two best friends go to, what's the name of the city? I don't ever talk about the city.
They're
Milan.
two best friends who are from Verona, and they both go to Milan.
Milan, Italy, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
And the basic plot is that they're both friends. They both have their
Lady
love
friends, yeah.
interests.
Yep.
But one of the friends, the character I play, Proteus, falls in love with the other friend's girl. And then shenanigans ensue, essentially.
So did your relationship sort of change here, I take it, when that occurred, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Relationship status became, it's complicated.
Yes, yes, obviously, a little
Wow.
problem there, yeah, yeah.
I think it's important to note that there's a live dog in the show.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We have a real
Yes.
dog in
Come
the
see the
play,
dog.
and Justin gets to take care of that dog.
What kind
Well, so the dog actually belongs to Taylor. It's Taylor and his wife's dog. Well, it's Taylor's wife's dog. But my character, Lance, has a very poorly behaved, mean dog named Crab, and we needed a live dog, and so we got Taylor and Shauna's dog, Yeti, who is quite possibly the nicest, most easygoing dog in the history of
Best
the world.
stage dog.
Yeah.
She just kind of wanders around while I recite monologues, and then we get off stage and I feed her treats.
What kind of dog is it? Several.
Not
Mixed?
clu- there you go, buddy.
It's a mutt.
Okay.
Small.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like a terrier.
Oh, okay.
What am I thinking?
It's
Lhasa
not-
Apso mix. Not a Lhasa Apso. Those are mean.
Interesting, yeah. First time I've seen.
But
How's the dog in rehearsals? The same thing, just really nice and easy?
Well, we didn't actually have the dog in the rehearsals
Okay.
until we were almost open.
Oh.
We
Only for a
brought the
couple
dog in
rehearsals.
just kind of like we'll see if this works. Hopefully it works. I want to say it was the Tuesday before we opened that following weekend.
Yeah.
Um, but the dog has been a champion. Like
Wow.
we get
Cool.
off stage, and when we're not when I'm not needing to go into the next scene immediately, we just put her on like a leash, and she just kind of lays out there in the sun and chills.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's definitely the best actor in the cast.
I
Oh,
agree.
yeah.
I agree.
Hands
Oh
down.
yeah.
There is a monologue that I have to deliver that's about how the dog got me beaten and kicked out of a duchess's like feast because the dog pees under the table. And in the middle of this monologue on Saturday night, sure enough, the dog squatted down in the middle of the audience and just let go. So
Live
she has
theater.
impeccable comic timing.
Yeah. Right on.
She's great.
it's great.
Is it an important part of the play, or is it
Oh Lord, no! It's just really funny.
just hanging around? there?
It's just
Yeah.
it's not important.
the
It's just
only
funny.
show that has a live dog written into it.
Yeah.
I
Of
think
all
so.
of
I think it's the
Shakespeare's
only
shows.
Shakespearean show
Yeah.
with a live dog.
Mhm.
That's
Wow.
that's like required to do it.
Yeah.
Cool. So like, is the Two Gentlemen of Verona, is it a drama or a comedy, or how would you describe it?
It's a comedy.
It's a
Yeah.
comedy.
Oh.
Yeah, it's lighthearted.
You can tell it's a comedy because it ends in a double wedding.
It does.
very good.
Spoilers. It's not really a spoiler. The play's been around for over 400 years.
And nobody dies, so.
Nobody
Yeah.
dies. And we've also added music to it, 1950s songs. So in between every scene, there's little music breaks with really familiar popular songs from the 50s. Yeah.
Is there a band there, or do you have a play?
We've got some people who are playing live instruments, but mostly it's a cappella or to tracks.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
Yep. Yeah.
So like, now, is this play, are you the only two people, or are there other main actors or actresses involved too? Or is this,
Hi.
This one.
there's that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
Aaron-
two.
yeah.
And
And-
And Jerry.
Yeah, we're actually all,
All
in
in,
We're all
yeah.
Two Gentlemen of Verona.
So yeah, Taylor's character falls in love with my character after ditching his girlfriend. So I'm that character. But then also Jared is in love with me too. I just got all the boys chasing me in
Everyone's
this
in
one.
love with Aaron in that
Yes.
show.
Oh.
Got all the boys chasing me in this one. So it's a big, messy love knot. You can't even call it a triangle. It's
Well,
a, it's a
fun if
whole
you-
knot.
If you're the center of attention, right?
Oh yeah.
There
yep.
you go, all right.
Yep. And because it's set in the 1950s and it's a really beachy theme to it, we've all got really summertimey clothes. So like this Hawaiian
Oh,
shirt up
okay.
there, or I've got a bright blonde Marilyn Monroe-esque wig that I wear in that
Oh.
one.
Any
Yes.
swimming suits there?
Yes, actually, yes.
Well, they didn't
Second
have
scene
that
I'm in,
Shakespeare
I am
time.
in a bikini on stage. My nightmare.
There you go, all right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, no. So it is. It's a very beachy, fun, lighthearted comedy.
Now, you said set in 1950, so what you did is you actually changed it to the 1950s scene in Shakespeare?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of a nice
Shakespeare
flavor.
didn't have the foresight 400 years ago to set it in the 1950s. So we invested in.
Cool.
It's like the Nostradamus. of lit.
Right? You just knew.
Yeah. Yeah. But it fits really well in that era.
It does.
So, yeah.
Are there songs in the play?
Yeah, yep. That's the one that we've got the musical numbers.
Okay.
Well, they're not.
Shakespeare did write one song for that play,
Yeah.
which we threw out the window and replaced it with another song.
Yes.
Just one song.
Jared
Okay.
sings.
It's something
Jared,
doobie
sing
doobie doo.
sing us a couple bars there, Jared.
Oh,
Do not do
no.
that. It'll wreck the
It'll wreck the
entire
microphone.
equipment.
Break the
Yeah.
microphone.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you,
The other side of the way.
well, this is sort of interesting. It's, is this a popular play or just a non-known play, The Two Gentlemen of Verona? I mean,
It's-
do they do it? You-
It's not terribly popular. It's actually kind of one of his more problem plays. It was one of the first ones he wrote, and so it's just got a lot of plot holes and just some kind of wonky writing
Yeah.
in it, which Anne, our director, did a really great cutting of the show to kind of circumnavigate all of that. But it's not as popular as, say, like Merry Wives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
it's more popular than Coriolanus.
It is more popular than Coriolanus. That is
Okay.
true.
Well, let's get to the least popular one. and see what that's all about. And who's the main actor, actress?
That'd be that
You
one.
are.
That one.
All right.
You are Cornelius.
Coriolanus.
Coriolanus, yep.
Okay. And okay, we better be careful because he's head honcho now, right?
It's,
Yep.
As Taylor's legal representation, he's asked me to cover any sort of like synopsis of this play to try and keep it.
It's true. He's really bad at explaining things.
He's not great at explaining it because since he's the title character and he has over 3/4 of the written lines of the entire play that he's
Wow.
had to perform, he's a little bit jaded and one-sided in thinking what it's about.
It's fair.
It's all about me.
It's all about him. It really is. But Coriolanus is the true story.
I mean,
It's
true-ish.
as true as it can be. It's
he a
based on a
king or
true
what?
story.
It's like Caesar.
Coriolanus was a Roman war general who was pressured into becoming a politician against his will, and there's an uprising against him. He gets banished from Rome, and then he allies himself with his worst enemy, and they declare open war on the city of Rome.
So what time period was this when this occurred?
So this is, oh man,
It's-
BC.
Yeah.
It's
a long time
pre-Julius
ago.
Caesar.
Pre-Julius
It's.
Caesar.
I think
Was
it's
it during the time of Julius Caesar or no?
No, this is
It's
before.
before.
This
Julius
is so long ago. It was before Rome had Caesars
A
or
lot of
empires.
power.
It was
Yeah.
before Rome was an empire. It was just a war.
Oh,
it was.
so basically
it
it's
was a
all
city.
Italy, right? And whole area.
Yeah, it was.
big
Well, yeah,
towns.
it was still Rome and Italy, but
Yeah.
they weren't an empire yet.
Right.
It
no.
was. This is actually something that led to the empire rising.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so he declares open war on Rome. Everyone's kind of miserable and screaming the whole play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is compelling. It's a compelling story, and
Yeah.
the acting is fantastic.
I had the pleasure of watching it opening night. I really enjoyed it.
It's a
guys are top
really
notch.
fantastic show. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a political thriller more than anything, and it's actually really relevant to modern times too. We don't set it in modern times, but it's scary how little things have changed over the hundreds and hundreds of years since this play was written. So very relevant to today.
I take it there's some heavy acting scenes, really emotional acting scenes you have there, right? That's your work.
Yeah. I was going to say that
I like
think
that
the
comment.
cutting of the show is really good, and it really kind of, I think, streamlines the action. Shakespeare can kind of sometimes get lost in himself and
Get long-winded.
go off on tangents, but the cutting's really streamlined, and it has a lot of really good, I think, the experience I got from, or the words I got from the audience was that it's very intense, and
Yeah.
it just kind of grabs you by the
It's-
collar and takes you on a ride for an hour and 25 minutes.
As I described it the other day to the director, it's Coriolanus, but the good parts edition.
Yeah.
So you're
And-
not all
and
bad,
so-
huh?
No,
Well,
it's-
he doesn't
but
think
he,
He's a good guy, okay.
So our director Jeff, in the cutting of it, he actually took Coriolanus is one of Shakespeare's longest plays.
Oh, really? Okay.
However, in our season lineup, Coriolanus has been trimmed down and performed
Yeah.
so emotionally intensely that it's the shortest play
Of
in the
our
lineup
season.
for the season.
Yep.
So it clocks in at about what, an hour?
122
120.
yesterday.
Yeah.
122.
That's right.
Well, part of the reason for this, you do this in the evening and you run out of light, right?
Yep.
Yes.
That's a reality.
Exactly.
Yep. We are racing against the sun.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, well, let's get into that now. It started in the first week in July, correct? The three plays.
last weekend in June.
Last
Yeah.
weekend.
We
Oh,
opened
that
Merry
far.
Wives.
You used to start in mid-July, I remember. You guys have.
Depends on the
I
season.
don't. Yes.
It depends on where the calendar falls. Sometimes it's a little bit earlier, sometimes it's a little bit later. But we started the last weekend in June with Merry Wives.
Okay.
The next weekend we opened Two Gentlemen of Verona.
Right.
And then the next weekend we opened Coriolanus.
And every weekend you have all 3 plays, different days.
So coming up, starting this weekend, we're gonna do one of each show in red.
Oh, so the first 2 weekends you only did the one show for the whole weekend.
Yeah, we did like the first
Interesting.
show by itself on a weekend, the first and second show on a
Yeah.
weekend, the second and third show on a weekend, and now we're gonna go into rep.
All 3.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
when is the last weekend when you will?
That first
First
weekend
week
in
in
August.
August.
Second.
That is
August
a long,
2nd, 3rd.
That is longer
It
than normal.
is.
It
They're
is.
very committed. They give us a lot of their time and
Yeah.
a lot of their heart, and so we're very grateful to them.
That's why I was caught by surprise. By the way, it's a miracle these people are here because I call it about the normal time, about 3rd week in June, a little bit later. And then Tim Perfect. Tim Perfect is the president, right? He is. He's but he's.
I mean,
He
in
makes
a
the
way.
arrangements.
He makes the arrangements.
Yeah.
He's our,
But
he's our
anyway,
social.
I was shocked that it started so
Cousin.
early. And I said, "Oh, man, I didn't know that." But Tim came through with everybody. He made all this together. You know, give him a lot of credit for it.
Yeah.
Always.
So
Yeah.
you're stage manager for all of them, right?
I'm doing 2. I'm not doing Two Gentlemen of Verona, but I'm doing the other 2.
Okay.
I'm doing Merry Wives and Coriolanus.
What is stage manager? Just making sure everybody's at the right time, position.
Oh,
and-
that's part of it.
yeah.
Among
Okay.
other
It's
yeah.
a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm basically the right-hand woman of the director. I track all their blocking, which is their movement on stage. I also make sure that they're where they need to be when they need to be. For our company, I also do props. I run the sound system.
Oh, you're back in the back there running
Yeah.
sounds, right?
And
okay.
so it's a lot of coordinating and time management. And
When you ever go to those plays, I've been involved all 4 or 5 plays there, and the fun thing is, the people who are ready to go on, you know, the play for their next act. You know, a lot of times they're in the audience, right? They're
Yes,
standing in the
yes.
audience, sitting there. Oh yeah, oh
Or they're
hey, yeah,
behind you.
something. You know,
Yeah.
It's really very informal, the whole situation, right?
Yeah, it's a very casual. We encourage people to bring picnics and a blanket or a chair.
Your food may be eaten by an actor.
It's true.
Sorry in
They get
advance.
very hungry.
And you
Sorry,
you
not
bring your own
sorry.
food.
Yes.
It's
Yep.
just like it used to be an old-fashioned Globe Theater.
Yeah, they would have snacks back then.
That occurred back in
Thanks.
when Shakespeare's time. Globe Theater was an outdoor theater, and it totally reenacts it in every way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also really child friendly. People bring their own dogs
Yep.
Oh, really?
and that. So yeah, it's a very lovely atmosphere, and it's set. You mentioned earlier, we have our own 2-level stage
Yep.
that's been out there
For many years,
decades.
yeah, you made the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. It started as just a platform, and then we built from that.
Okay.
And so,
Now, are you in Cornell?
I am not. I did get to see it though. So.
Okay, and the 2 plays, you're in the Merry Wives of. Let's just talk about. Are you're in a major role, the Two Gentlemen of Verona?
I probably have the smallest role.
No.
My
No,
role
Mariah
is,
does.
Okay, let's see.
But
well,
it's fine.
my character.
A jokester, right? Am I right?
You know, he doesn't think he is, but it's kind of the role is kind of taken on a life of its own lately.
Okay.
There's some stuff that happens that I don't
Yep.
seem to have any control over.
Ah.
But he's Thurio is a kind of a bumbling suitor to Sylvia, who's played by Aaron over here. And
Okay.
if you can imagine say a gorilla in a polo shirt, that's pretty much the
That's an apt description.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just really awful. But he does learn a valuable lesson by the end of the play. And he comes to his own conclusion, like, oh,
Wow.
maybe I can live my life differently.
You bring some comedy into it, I take it.
Yeah, well, it's a comedy,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
I might as well make just wring the juice out of the whole thing as much as I can.
Is this sort of like a Midsummer Night's Dream of the, you know, seems like there's 4 main characters, you know, getting
There's
together?
some
A
elements
little
of
bit,
Midsummer.
but
There's
yeah.
no magic in this one, but yeah,
Yeah.
I would say that kind of the lovers.
The love
mix up
triangle's about the same.
stuff
I think,
is
I think
kinda
that
similar.
that's kind of because this is one of Shakespeare's earliest comedies.
Yeah.
You see patterns
You
in this
do.
play that kind of develop into his other comedies. So you do have the 2 sets of lovers which you also have in Midsummer Night's Dream, and you had last summer in Comedy of Errors. You
How
have
about Twelfth Night? Is this related? to
There is some 12th
yeah,
Night in
there's
this.
a 12th
There's a
Night
lot
in
of
there.
Romeo and
There's-
Juliet in
there's a
this
lot of
one.
Romeo and Juliet.
Okay.
Just no more dogs.
Yeah,
Just one
no.
dog. He wrote
Shakespeare
one
wrote
dog
one
and said
dog.
that's enough.
That's a bad idea.
You know,
Don't work
later
with children
in
and animals.
late, you know, in one of his later plays, I think he tried to bring the dog back, but replaced it with a bear.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. You mentioned Romeo and Juliet. Nobody kills each other in this one, right?
Nobody
No,
kills each
Good
other in
deal.
this one.
All right, I'll go for that.
Yes.
Let's go for more of a merry play. Last but not least, Merry Wives of Windsor.
Yes.
You want to talk
These are
about
the
that?
wives.
Yeah,
Oh
we are
my.
the wives.
We are the wives of
You're
Windsor.
the wives. We are the Merry wives.
Let's see. I love Merry Wives of Windsor. It is about two women who are best friends. Who are being pursued by a guy named Falstaff, John Falstaff. Falstaff is one of Shakespeare's favorite characters. He appears in a lot of the histories that Shakespeare wrote, but the Queen wanted a comedy. So we've got Falstaff in a comedy.
So
But
tell me about this character. If it's
Yeah.
favorite, what is so? Why does Shakespeare like him so much?
he's
Or
just
what's
he's
about
a bumbling drunk, but he's got a heart of gold.
Okay, yeah, he's a nice guy. He's
Yep.
a bum, but he's a good guy, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think he's a character that Shakespeare could throw into pretty much any situation,
Yep.
kind of believably, because he's up for anything.
Yep. So he thinks he's pulling over this great scheme over these wives of Windsor.
Yeah.
But what he doesn't know is that we've caught on instantly, and so we're going to play the game right back at him. So the teaser, I guess, becomes the person who gets teased
Yes.
by us, and we pull lots of tricks on him.
A lot of practical joke kind of
Yep.
stuff, right?
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
And he's pulling them on you too.
Well,
He's trying
Oh,
to.
but he doesn't do too
He
well.
fails.
Well, we know what
We're
he's doing,
smarter
and we're
than
smarter
he
than
is.
him.
Well, this guy's
Yes.
a bumbling guy.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
he's supposed to fail, right?
Yeah,
pretty
and then
much.
of course, because it's not just funny enough to pull tricks on this bumbling idiot, we also are pulling tricks on our husbands too.
Yes.
So we're messing around with their minds too and what
Yeah,
they believe is
I
real.
play one of the husbands, and I'm basically 2 steps behind
Oh,
my wife
yeah.
in every scene.
Your husband, which one?
With Mariah,
Mariah.
who plays
Mariah.
Mrs. Page.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think my character thinks he knows what's going on, but not until the very end.
And she
We're the
lets him.
puppeteers. Yep, we are the puppeteers. We will reveal
Very much
all
so.
in due time as
That's
we see
right.
fit.
And
So-
the other husband who is not here, right?
Not here. No,
No.
no.
On there.
He's on the poster though. He's
Okay.
He's
he's
in
that
the
guy
yellow.
on the
He's the
poster.
Right on the left side here. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's not from this show. That's from last year,
Yeah.
but same guy. His name's Henry.
Maybe, Ron, can you
Juicy.
give us a close-up on that poster by any chance? Let's see. We got about a few minutes to go. Then we're going to have a wonderful, fantastic. What do you like about this? Is it just fun kind of
It's
comedy?
just great fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really clever show. It's very well written. It's got these two fantastic women at the center of it.
Yeah.
Which doesn't happen
Which is
often.
her naturally. I mean, she's not.
I'm
Hold
saying
no
the
balls about it.
characters
She's
are
great.
written
I'll be here with her.
written fantastically.
Hold no
Nothing to
balls
do with
about it.
Mariah and I.
There's Merry Wives of Windsor right there.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
let's see what it say. It's with by William Shakespeare, director George Russler, the
Yeah.
big guy. Dan Honcho is there.
Yes, yep.
That's
George
your
is directing
father,
Merry
of course,
Wives.
right?
My father, yes.
I'll be darned. Wow. And the other one's Anne Marie, and then Jeff Abbott. So,
Yeah.
are you the main? Are both of you about the same as far as
Yeah,
They're
basically,
about-
we're about the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
fooling around and having
Yeah,
fun?
Aaron's character is the one Falstaff is targeting more aggressively.
Yep.
But we both get letters, and while she's being targeted more aggressively, I'm trying to marry off my daughter.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it balances out pretty well.
And I am too.
Yeah, and
Well,
not,
somebody
Sure, you're
different.
not.
not necessarily the same person.
Not necessarily.
So.
Well, let's put this into real practice. You've got an acting scene for us, right? All
we're-
right.
We'll try
We're
it.
sure gonna
We'll
try.
This has been
Okay.
Rusty. We've been
Yeah.
off of this show for over a week and focusing on the two other shows.
These
Yeah.
are two good actresses.
So,
You know what?
woo.
I better watch my thing.
We're gonna try.
They're
We
gonna
will try.
try to get up.
So
Maybe.
This is going to be
Maybe
kind
I'm
of
careful here, yeah.
weirdly abbreviated
Okay, here
because
we
there's a
go.
lot of movement in this scene, but
Okay,
we're
and,
gonna do it behind
let's
this
wait till we
desk
get a
here.
good close-up camera on here, and let's wait till we get the pull up there.
Okay.
Yeah, get
You
me
wanna
out
start?
there.
I'll start.
Here we
Okay.
go.
Yep. All right. Ready?
Here we go.
Oh, Mistress Page, I was coming to your house.
And I was coming to see you. You look very ill.
Oh, good Mistress Page, give me some counsel.
Why, what's the matter, woman?
Why, if I could but go to hell for an eternal moment or so, I would be knighted.
Oh, thou liest. Sir Alice Ford? Why, these knights will hack, and thou shouldst not change the article of thy gentry.
Oh, we burn daylight here. Read, perceive how I might be knighted. What tempest I trow through this whale with so many tons of oil in his belly, ashore at Windsor? How shall I be revenged on him? I think the best way were to entertain him with hope till the wicked fires of lust have melted him in his own grease. Did you ever hear the like?
Letter for letter, but that the name of Page and Ford differs. To thy great comfort in this mystery of ill opinions, here is the twin brother to thy letter.
Why,
I warrant he hath 1,000 of these, writ with blank spaces for different names.
these are the very same, the very hand, the very words.
Yeah.
What doth he think of us?
Well, unless he knows some strain in me that I know not myself, he would never have boarded me in this fury.
boarding, call you it. I'll be sure to keep him above deck.
So will I. If he comes below my hatches, I'll never to see again. Oh, but let's be revenged on him. Let's appoint him a meeting and give him a show of comfort in his suit and then lead him on in a fine baited delay.
That my husband saw this letter. It would give eternal food to his jealousy.
Come, let us go conspire about this greasy night.
And that's
And
it.
scene.
Ah, good. All right. Hey. Cool. That's pretty good acting. You're talking fast there and making a lot of interesting motions and fun kind of
We're
ways.
doing
Fitting
what I
it into
can.
a small frame, yes.
There
instead
might
of
have
running.
been a good amount of panic happening just now, too.
Yeah.
Whether
yeah.
I would remember. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun, and it is very fast-paced.
It's very snappy. The dialogue
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
very quick. It's
Yeah,
very
quick-
easy
quick-
to follow.
quick talking.
Yeah.
But he was happy. I was between you two, so he was safe.
Fun to watch.
Yeah, fun to watch. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, the rehearsing, is this play, which play was hardest to rehearse? Or interesting question. What do
I
you
would
think?
say, for my part, I think Two Gentlemen of Verona might have been the hardest because it has the musical element to it,
Yeah.
which was a challenge for all of us. But like content-wise, I would say Coriolanus probably.
Yeah. Agreed.
Like the rehearsing the emotional beats needed, it's Coriolanus, but I agree.
Yeah.
Two Gentlemen of Verona has a lot of moving pieces to it and a large cast and a dog.
And the interplay between you two, right?
Actually,
little
so
bit.
I play his servant, so
Oh,
we
okay.
only have one scene together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
But
tell
it's
me what you
hilarious.
like. We got a few minutes to go. What do you like? You're in Two Gentlemen of Verona. What do you like about the Two Gentlemen of Verona?
I think I just really like the wordplay that my character gets to have.
Okay.
Because my character's not smart enough to understand that what he's saying is funny.
Oh, there you
So-
go.
Yeah.
And you?
Oh boy.
And you got to talk about Coriolanus too, both of them when you're in.
What I like about
Two Gentlemen of
Coriolanus
Verona
is
first.
that I love the words that
Yeah.
Shakespeare chose to use. I mean, some of the words I get to say are so beautifully descriptive and
Shakespeare's
just
right.
strong.
Yeah,
I mean,
Shakespeare's
it's
right.
just really, really pretty use of language. I mean, it's the same with Two Gentlemen of Verona. I actually have some really fun soliloquies.
Look at the website. Get all that information about the website. It's at Century College. That'll give you the times and everything. So just check out that website right there. And as stage manager, which is your favorite of the three?
Oh.
Well, one of them is my dad's shows. So
Naturally.
I'd probably say
Naturally,
Merry
go for
Wives.
Merry Wives. Yeah, there you go.
But I love that they're both different. So I get to do a very serious show and I get to do a very funny show. So
Let's-
I like the variety.
Yeah, let's go with the character now,
Oh, my character?
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you have a
God.
favorite
Well, guy's
character?
unusual guy.
Well, I love the interplay that I get to have with everybody in Merry Wives. That's a lot of fun. And Two Gentlemen of Verona, the character I'm playing is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I love and hate him. I mean, it's just, he's so obnoxious, but I get to have fun.
Back to Cornelius. That's an intense play. Is that what
Yeah.
you like about? Very challenging for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of words.
Yeah.
Also, lots of stage combat. Lots of yelling and
Yeah. Oh, God.
So much yelling.
threatening.
blood.
Yeah, and stage blood and all that kind of stuff.
Last
so.
but not least, let's go with some merry things, huh? The Merry Wives. So why do you like the Merry Wives best?
Again, I think it's just
fun.
it's such a fast, sharp, amazing comedy with
Yeah.
two really strong female characters, and that doesn't happen a lot in
Yeah.
classical theater.
Right.
So it's a blast to get to play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say the same because I'm actually playing a man's role in Coriolanus. So
Check out the website there, and we'll run a little bit over here. We'll keep doing a little bit more about this. Shakespeare, we've had them on since 1998. They and the Lakeshore Players are just two great playhouses in the northeast part of the suburbs. And it's fun, it's relaxed, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right?
Yep.
Friday night, Friday evening?
7 o'clock. 7 o'clock on Saturdays, 6 o'clock on Sundays.
Yeah, and all a lot of fun. Believe me, prices are not high. We can't mention prices, but I encourage you to really look at the website, go to those plays. It goes to August, for God's sakes. These people are really active. Hey, great crew. This is a great show. I think we've had the most we've ever had, and thank you very much for everybody being here. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching, and check out Shakespeare in Theater this year. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
yes,
Hey.
thank you.